Hello, just before this video gets started, I just want to put the names of my Patreon supporters on screen now, just to say thank you for your continued support in the Demis Hellen channel. Hello and welcome to another Demis Hellen tutorial. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and that is adding some organic sounds into our trance mixes. Now this is not necessarily going to be all the way through this particular track, because this is an introduction to a bigger track, and it's just something that I wanted to show you guys because it's a little bit different, and it's hopefully will get some creative ideas going between you all. So everything in yellow is coming from East West Orchestra and a variety of different plugins that you can get for that. So we're just going to solo this section here and we'll have a listen to what's happening. But first of all, let's just make sure that's done there. We'll turn off this and I'll just let you listen to how this develops. The big bit. Okay, so you get the idea there. I'll just let you listen to the main hook line here. Okay, so thumbs up if you like the track. It's always nice to know. And let's take a look at what's happening here. So let's turn on the cycling again. And the first thing we have here, let's just rename this, is a Kalimba. And that's what this sounds like. So this is the very first sound you really hear. If we look at East-West, you can see it's the Kalimba and it's coming from Goliath in this instance, and it's just the preset. There is nothing done to the preset. I haven't had any of the internal reverb or anything like that on. It's just straight out the box and then processing through the inserts. So this is prior. So it's got a real nice timbre and texture to it, so there's a lot to play with when it comes to reverb. Sounds really nice. So it goes through to a reverb effects channel, which has the high pass activated. And then that's our processing. So the only one we can't open on any of the channels is Firefly. I've just reinstalled a lot of the plugins and it's going to ask me for the code and then disable it. But whilst it's not clicked as open, it still works. So it's just a bit of compression. It's just to control some of the peaks. So first things first, we have an EQ that is just rolling off the bottom end and controlling this rogue peak, but I'm thinking about using this as an effect somewhere because it sounds really nice. So just having that on its own will be nice, and then this is just boosting the highs to give you some clarity in the sound as well. Goes through a distortion on glitch 2, so that's where it gets that little bit more of a, you can hear that distortion just happening on that top note. So if we bypass that, just gives it a little bit of grit there, and it does sound really nice, it works well. And then center stereo, just to boost the stereo depth of very central, a little bit wider. So that is everything for the marimba. the kalimba, shall we say. And then we have this sub sound, which doesn't happen later on, but we have this sub shifter. And that comes out of massive, and I've just done it so it's using an envelope to basically shift. So it's shifting pitch. So that's a very basic preset there. And then we're back to these sounds. So we've got panpipes. She's playing the same rhythm as the kalimba, but without the bottom note added in. So again, nothing happening in the box. And for some reason, I've left this one channeled through to the first, the same as the kalimba there. Yeah, so they're going through to the same one. Process the same, nothing different. Then we have the marimba. So we've got a bit of a different rhythm, and we have some delay on there. So again, through to the reverb. We've shaped it here, and this was a very problematic area here. It took a lot of headroom up, but I wanted to keep some of it in there just to keep that whistling going. And then we had some ping pong delay, which just appeared on the wrong screen. So that is what that looks like. So it's just very rudimentary settings. And then put it through OTT to really enhance the timbral elements that are in there. Quite boring without it. And then technically we should put that through another EQ because you'll get some bass elements coming back through, as you can see here. There we are. And then we have this metal section. So now this gives you the impression in your head that you've suddenly got a synth coming in, when in fact this is just the sound as it comes. There is actually no delay on here, so you can hear that. It's already got like a distorted sound to it. So EQ, just to control any of the rogue things, and it's all going through the same channel again as this sound. So that is the reason for that is just simply I haven't changed the channel numbers, but it's been processed and it sounds nice, so I'm going to leave it where it is. There are a few discrepancies where you have this frequency cut out for this particular sound, but it's not really doing anything different, and it sounds nice, so we'll leave it there. And then we have these little bits that lead us back to the start of the phrase. Just using a xylophone. And again, that is going through this one. So bass removal and then ping pong delay. And that's left on its original setting. So it just repeats slowly away in the background. So it helps to smooth things out a little. And then we do have these African log drums here, but I have not implemented them into it yet, but this is what they sound like. So that was to accentuate some of the rhythm of that, but I haven't got around to implementing that yet, so that's why that's muted. And that's it. Yeah. That's when the synths start to come in, and I'm just going to do a bit of a volume sweep here, just like I've done on the bottom one. That's much better. So let's have a listen. Once that comes in, we have the first saw. And then a softer saw coming from the second channel. She's then coming through with a gated pad. It's really weird because it's like reversed. So it helps to keep that smooth transition from these two harsh elements coming in. You've got some softer, slow transitions with these sounds up here, but there's a lot of staccato. Then this just adds even more harshness to it, and then this smooths it back out again. Along with the sub-bass from Carbon Electra there. Okay, and then there will be other elements added into this section. I'm probably going to add some percussive drums in there. But it just goes to show that you can mix synth and organic together really well in a trance piece as well. You hear it more in like the modern day pop stuff and trap stuff. It's all there and they do it all the time, but in trance you don't really hear it that often. Especially with a transition like this. Which keeps in with the same theme and the same notation. It's quite impressive how something can change so dramatically just by adding a bit of a harsher bass line in there. So, yeah, that's just a look at using some organic sounds in there. I've got a bit of a reverse harmony as well there, which provides our transition as well. So if you got any use out of this, if you want to see more work using these organic sounds in intros and other things, other projects and things, let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, I'm updating my Patreon page, so there'll be a few more tiers and a few more reward systems going on there, just to give back a little bit more than what I have been doing on there. So feel free to take a look. I don't expect everybody to just jump in straight away anyway. And finally, subscribe if you haven't already. 2 videos per week, and I will see you in the next video.